There's a fight brewing in Philadelphia, and it doesn't involve Rocky Balboa. The prize, ownership of two Philadelphia newspapers, the Inquirer and the Daily News. For more on the latest battle, we are joined right now by Brian Tierney. He is the CEO of Philadelphia Media Holdings. Tierney led a local group of investors that bought the papers in 2006 before declaring bankruptcy last February. Brian, thanks so much for the time this morning. Nobody can really say that owning a newspaper is a great business these days. Why the fight for these two?
Well, you know what? I sometimes wonder about that myself because, you know, we have a company, we've spent about $30 million in a bankruptcy process, and a company that's the stalking horse bid is $67 million. Most people think that's close. Could be a couple bucks more, could be a couple bucks less. But for us, what's important for me, I grew up in Philadelphia. My businesses were in Philadelphia. I have a commitment to my 4,500 employees, so I'm not just going to turn it over to hedge funds that want to strip it and flip it, which is happening in other cities in America. So I wouldn't do this if I was a hired gun living in Philadelphia, but I was really from Chicago. I'm only doing it because I live here, and this is the town that I grew up in.
Brian, I want to ask you a question. Some people say it really is, at the end of the day, all about the money. How much are you getting paid now by Philadelphia Media Holdings, and how much would you stand to get paid under the stalking horse bid?
Under the stalking horse bid, I would get zero. And in fact, I'm really encouraging other bidders, and I've met with over half a dozen bidders, potential bidders from California to Texas and points in between. I personally invested $10 million in the paper. That's gone. And I'm getting paid $600,000, which is less than I've made since 1989. So for me, this is not about the money. I will make a lot more money to go back into the advertising business.
Brian, I want to pick up on what you just said about advertising in just a moment. But, I mean, sentimentality can't line your pockets. I mean, as much as it's nice as your hometown, I just want to clarify, though, you are not involved in the second group of local bidders for the assets, right?
No. No, we encourage the stalking horse bidder to come forward, and that is David Haas, who is of the Roman Haas family, a very philanthropic investor, person in the community. He wasn't part of the original investor group. It also includes Bruce Toll and of Toll Brothers and the Carpenters Union Pension Fund.
Why have you personally stepped back?
I have a fiduciary duty towards the enterprise, and the old investor, our group, is gone. I happen to be the captain of this ship. I want to bring it into the port. I think sometimes my friends in New York sometimes don't understand that not everything's about short-term money. Sometimes there's higher principles involved, and that's what it's about here. So we've encouraged the stalking horse bidder to come forward. We were able to win both at the U.S. District Court as well as the U.S. Court of Appeals, a ruling that says that the banks have to bid cash as well, and I'm encouraging other bidders. Over 200 potential bidders have been contacted. About 40 have signed NDAs. Well over probably about 2 dozen have been in the data room.
Why are they in it, Brian? How hard did you have to convince this second group to come forward?
Again, 200 people contacted, strategic as well as private equity funds. What I want to find is an intentional owner, not hedge funds that are accidental owners. And I got to tell you, a major metro newspaper in a heavily unionized market, which has historically very hostile relationships, although we're very good right now under our ownership and management team. There's not a long line. I mean, when we went out there all over the country with our investment bankers at Sun and Shine, it wasn't as if we had to say, can everybody please form one line, and because you're crowding the counter here. I mean, there's not a lot of interest in a major metro newspaper. Frankly, it's a business that, you know, we bought it for $515 million. If you look even at the publicly traded numbers of companies, they've dropped 80, 90% over the last few years. Okay. We bought this at the wrong time.